welcome to a quick demo of how to connect Lansweeper to Starhive so you can bring your assets into Starhive and enrich them with other types of data. So the first thing to notice is on the left-hand side, all the different types of data we want to store in Starhive. So we have our assets from Lansweeper, but we can also have things such as compliance controls, staff, offices, vendors, the lease agreements with those vendors. We could even have request tickets or incidents. And then all this data can be linked together. So you can link your assets with the tickets or the owners or the compliance controls that are relevant to them and get more context into your assets. In this example, I'm going to import some iPhones. So if I go over to Lansweeper, you can see that we have 5 iPhones ready to be imported. The first thing to do in Starhive is to create a type that will receive the information from Lansweeper. So here we have iPhones, but it's an empty type for now. If I go to configuration, we can see that we've already added some attributes such as manufacturer, owner, the Lansweeper state, the MAC address, etc. This is super easy to customize, so you can choose exactly what information you want to store on your iPhone. For example, if I want to add the model, I can quickly add a new attribute that's a text type, and then it's added. The second thing to do is to configure your import. So what I would do is go to imports and then create a new source, and I can choose Lansweeper. Here, I would be asked for an API key that I can find in Lansweeper. But in this demo, I've already set it up. So if I expand this, we can see that everything's configured. The next thing for me to do is to create a new stream for my iPhones. And first thing Starhive's going to do is quickly check your Lansweeper environment and see how the data is structured. Then I can choose iPhone and then choose the destination type in Starhive, which in this case is of course going to be iPhones. The next thing to do is to map the Lansweeper fields with the attributes in Starhive. Now, we don't have to map everything. For example, the compliance group, I'm going to skip, but name, I'm going to map. So I want to find the Lansweeper field that contains the name and map it. Once I'm done, I can create the connection and we're ready to import. So what I'm going to do is unselect everything but iPhone, and then I can manually sync Starhive with Lansweeper. If I wanted this to run on a schedule, I can set it here. The data will take a little bit of time to sync, so we can skip ahead until it's done. Now that the import is done, we can go over to our iPhones and open one of them up. And we can see that many attributes have been brought in from Lansweeper and connections have been made between the asset and some of the other objects in Starhive. So for example, we can see that Mia is the owner and we can hover over her and see more information. We can see the manufacturer, etc. That's a very brief introduction to how it works. If you would like to get more information, you're welcome to reach out to us on our website at starhive.com.